When we hear the words Old West, our mind automatically creates a scene we've seen countless times in movies. A wide, dusty main street lined with wooden buildings, armed men walking with confidence, spurs clinking at every step. A saloon with swinging doors where whiskey never runs dry, poker games never stop, and any argument can turn into a fight. And at the center of it all, the sheriff. Calm, steady, a star on his chest. The man who keeps order in a lawless land. This is the Old West Hollywood taught us to imagine. A dangerous place, yes, but organized. Violent, yet almost elegant. A world where good and evil face each other openly, usually at high noon, on a street that somehow looks clean. But the reality of Old West towns was very different. They were not movie sets. They were improvised, chaotic, filthy places. Towns where the law didn't always exist, where disease killed more people than bullets, and where life often ended for reasons far less heroic than a duel. And yet thousands of people chose to live there, driven by hope, desperation, or the simple chance to start over. Today we're leaving the movies behind and looking at reality. This is what it was really like to live in a real Old West town. Old West towns did not grow from careful planning or organized designs. They were born from sudden explosions of opportunity. All it took was the discovery of gold, silver, or any hidden wealth in the ground for thousands of people to rush to the same place almost overnight. Men and women, immigrants, former soldiers, outlaws, and dreamers moved like a wave, chasing a chance that might never come again. These settlements became known as Boomtowns, towns that grew too fast for any form of control. One of the most famous examples was Virginia City, Nevada. After the discovery of a massive silver deposit, a place that once held only a few improvised cabins turned into a bustling city with tens of thousands of people in just a few years. Streets appeared without planning, buildings were thrown together in a hurry, and almost everything felt temporary. But this rapid growth came at a cost. Just as quickly as they rose, many of these towns vanished. When the mines ran dry or the money stopped flowing, people left, shops closed, saloons went silent, and homes were abandoned as if no one had ever lived there. This is how ghost towns were born. Today, hundreds of these places still exist across the American West. Empty streets, crumbling buildings, fallen signs, broken windows, all frozen in time, as if the town had been left behind in a single moment. In the beginning, almost nothing was permanent. There were no schools, hospitals, churches, or courthouses. There were tents, wooden shacks, and dirt everywhere. Order only came later, and only if the town survived long enough. Most did not. Hollywood turned the main street into a stage for dramatic showdowns, but in real life, it was often barely passable. During the summer, clouds of dust rose with every step, choking the air and burning the eyes. In the winter, rain transformed the streets into rivers of thick mud that swallowed boots and slowed every wagon. Horses, carriages, and stagecoaches moved through town from dawn to dusk, and every animal left behind what no movie ever shows. In larger towns, tons of horse manure piled up every year. The smell filled the air, mixing with sweat, smoke, and dirt. Flies swarmed, rats followed, and disease spread quickly. Residents complained in local newspapers, begging city leaders to clean the streets. But most of the time, nothing changed. The filth was simply part of daily life. If you close your eyes and imagine an Old West street, the smell would not be whiskey or cigar smoke. It would be dust, sweat, mud, and manure. Movies taught us that every town had an incorruptible sheriff, ready to keep order. In reality, things were far more chaotic. Many towns, especially in the beginning, didn't even have a police force. Justice was carried out by vigilante groups, armed citizens who decided who was guilty and what punishment they deserved. That meant public hangings, improvised jails, and fast trials with no defense and no appeal. The law changed depending on who held the gun. Even when a sheriff existed, he was not always a hero. Some were corrupt, others were afraid, and many were paid by saloon owners, gamblers, and brothel keepers. And the famous high noon duels? they almost never happened. Most deaths came from ambushes, shots fired from behind, or bar fights. The violence was less theatrical and far more unpredictable. The saloon was the heart of every Old West town. It was not just a bar, it was also a hotel, restaurant, gambling hall, post office, and, in many cases, a brothel. This was where deals were made, elections were decided, and fights started almost every night. The most popular game was poker, often controlled by professional cheaters. Outside the saloons, life was harsh. Men worked in dangerous mines, endless railroads, or cattle drives, in long and exhausting days. Women ran boarding houses, sewed, cooked for dozens of workers, and often had no choice but to work in brothels, since few professions were open to them. Every day was a struggle to survive. Danger in the Old West did not come only from guns. Without basic sanitation, towns became breeding grounds for disease. Trash was thrown into the streets, mixed with horse manure. Clean drinking water was scarce and often contaminated. Epidemics of cholera, tuberculosis, and smallpox were common. In many towns, cemeteries grew faster than the streets themselves. Tuberculosis, known at the time as consumption, was almost always a death sentence. And fires were frequent. With nearly all buildings made of wood, a single candle or a poorly extinguished cigar could destroy an entire town in a matter of hours. Death was part of everyday life. After so much dirt, violence, and death, one question remains. Why would anyone choose to stay? The answer is simple: hope. The West was seen as a chance to start over. Immigrants, orphans, ruined men, formerly enslaved people all saw the frontier as an opportunity to change their lives. Some truly became rich. Saloon owners, merchants, and lucky miners built fortunes. Others simply survived. But for everyone, there was a sense of freedom. The idea that no system fully controlled their lives. It was a risky life, without a doubt. But for many, it was still better than staying behind. Old West towns were not the clean, organized places shown in movies. They were improvised, dangerous, loud, and full of contradictions. In the same place, you could find wealth and misery, freedom and fear, hope and death. Every street held stories of people who risked everything for a dream that did not always come true. The next time you watch a Western and see the sheriff facing a criminal on a clean, quiet street, remember, the real West was far harsher, far more human, and far less romantic. And now I ask you, would you have the courage to live in a real Old West town? Leave your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to support our project. See you in the next video.